I would like to start with why, the 5 reasons that I absolutely hated my Christmas performance.
I'm Amanda Raquel with amandamuxic, Chicago's favorite and friendly voice coach.
Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Look, it's your girl, Amanda Raquel, Chicago's favorite and friendly voice coach. I cannot tell you how crazy this is for me. You all know that I have now started my own personal journey, switching from being a voice coach and a, prior to that, vocalist forever, kind of low-key background for celebrities, etc., and then coaching everybody, whether they're recording artists or praise teams, building them from scratch, indie artists, karaoke sensations, whatever. I've been coaching them for 8-9 years solely. Like there's nothing else I've been doing besides raising kids. And then God calls me into artistry, and I'm like, come again? Because y'all know Mama's in her 40s. Mama's in her 40s. And I'm like, did I hear you right, Jesus? Oh, my elbows. Oh. And so, guys, we have started, and many of you have already seen the home concert tours, amazing, towards the tail end of last year throughout the December season. And I just wanted to come back and just dabble with a little piece of what happened towards the end of last year that I absolutely was mortified by. So if you are, for those of you who know, this is what we're doing. For those of you who know, I promised you, because I knew God said, no, you're going to be the artist and you're going to create new systems and new business structures, because that's what I used to do, was build businesses, start them from scratch and build them. But you're going to do it in this digital age as an artist. I was like, you have got to be, are you serious, Jesus? Excuse me? But we're doing it, and I promised you we were going to do it together. I was going to show you I'm doing it from scratch, getting it out of the mud, and we were going to take steps on this journey together so you can see this is possible. It's fun, and this is God's call on my life. So you get to see literally what it looks like when it's nothing, when it's literally an embryo, it's a little bitty baby in the belly, all the way through the gestation, all the way through carrying, through laboring it, and then it coming into fruition right before your very eyes. Subscribe right now, because you're not going to want to miss a thing. Click the button, do all the things. Me and you are now in a relationship. And I would like to start with why, the 5 reasons that I absolutely hated my Christmas performance. Oh, 5 reasons. So you guys know that as a voice coach, at the end of every year, I would create this debut for my seasoned top vocalists who grew the most that year. So all through the year, I'd be watching those who had grown emotionally, obviously spiritually, because I'm a believer. And so I wanted to see, hey, are you able to still stay stable? Artists are the most unstable group of people. And I wanted to obviously see, are you technically delivering consistently a brandable sound, your sound? And so we would take these artists, I literally rent out a whole space, invite all their family and friends, pack it out, and we would just praise them. They perform, and we'd interview them and talk about their journey. Well, COVID hit. We tried to do it one year electronically, and that's really, really cute. We'll have to link that to you below. Then it was like too much. Then all the variants were coming out, and everybody was freaking panicking. And in here, Chicago, venues were acting crazy about it. So then it was like, okay, whoa, I'll just do it myself. And that is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about at the end of 2021, I myself was going to do a Christmas performance and then just share that with the people who've already been following, who've already been a part of the tribe, and just be like, Merry Christmas. Like, don't get down. We got this, y'all. COVID Christmas or not, we got this. That was the most ridiculous, ratchet experience. And the reason why it's important, the reason why it's important for me to share it is because everybody thinks I'm just starting as an artist. Everyone thinks everyone's overnight. Nobody is overnight. Beyonce herself was like how many years low-key grinding? Michael Jackson as a child, it ain't pretty at the beginning. It's never pretty. And so I'm like, why don't we just talk about that and show that? Because now everybody's on Instagram and on YouTube. Everybody's showing up with $1 million all the time. How is everybody making $1 million overnight? Nobody is doing it overnight. They just all talk about and praise it, what the accomplishment is once it's big and impressive. But we're going to celebrate the little journey, and we're going to celebrate the little bitty accomplishments, and those accumulate up into big wins. And so I am literally, let me tell you what happened, and I'm going to tell you all the wonderful things, 5 good things, and then the 5 like, this did not just happen to my all the way grown 40-year-old, very seasoned vocalist self, right? Okay, let's get into it. First of all, I absolutely adore Rodney. Rodney was the guitarist who actually put a lot of this, made a lot of this happen, right? He had some of the connections. And so we were going to do a little concert, and he and I worked hard on some Christmas arrangements, and you'll see that we'll link that video to you as well. So those arrangements were Rodney and I spending hours together, coming up with something that we felt was original and unique and all the things, right? So first of all, big up to Rodney Gibson, that's with a P, because he's one of the dopest guitarists I've ever played with. I think he's so gifted in a lot of ways. He can hear a lot, and he has a very vast library of inspiration to pull from, because he's in the jazz, he's in the, Brazil, he's in the island sounds, he's in the, like, he got years behind him as a musician. So the arrangements were amazing. Then Rodney hooked us up with Natalie. Natalie, she was the one who took the video, right? She's a videographer, and she's just an all-together Renaissance woman. Like, she's doing this and that and that and this, right? And so she's like dabbling into videography, and she's good. We're like, are you just getting started? She's already beyond color, correcting and editing, and like, she just picked up the camera and can already, see the great ways to insert B-roll. And as a matter of fact, she was the videographer for the promo for how our home concert tours went. So intuitive, so proactive, just great. And so I'll have to, if that should be done, and by the time that's done, she's finishing up edits now. Hopefully I can link that to you as well. Uber awesome. Can't wait to hopefully redo that in the spring when everyone's a little less concerned with what the numbers are doing right now with COVID, right? So top 2 things, Rodney and our arrangement. Yes! We had good music. Natalie and her ability to see like what we want to do and what we need to do for it to translate on camera, totally gifted, right? I like that nobody there was hyper. Because as you can see, I have enough energy for everybody. So everybody's energy was like, all right. And that's good sometimes. But for me, we'll get to that in a minute. When it's like time, I get like, I'm not getting a sense of urgency from enough people around. But it was probably good because wasn't nothing going to be happening fast in this situation anyway. So it didn't make sense for a whole lot of folks to be uptight because it ain't going to happen. And when I tell you all the things that were going on, you'll be like, yeah, there's nothing you can really do about it. But nevertheless, what I love the most about that was that we still made it happen anyway. We made that video happen. We had to. Like, we literally said, we're going to get together during this time. I had my kids with me. I was like, y'all got to be quiet for this one. I need y'all to like, come on, right? And so we had scheduled out everything because I couldn't get childcare at that time. All this is happening. This is the beginning of an artist, right? This is the beginning of, this is when these are the hours we have to do this. And so we knew we were running out of time. We have to make it happen. I love that we did that. That we were like, no, there's no rescheduling. There's no, well, I don't know what we're going to, there's like, well, we're going to make it work. Regardless of that laid back, chill vibe, without everybody, no one was anxious. We still were very intentional. 4 things I love. Rodney, Natalie, intentional but not stressy. 5th thing was my skin and weight was amazing. Did you not see my skin in that video? And my waist was snatched. I have, you know what, I'm probably wearing loose stuff right now because I know look, I've been off. Just forgive me. You know, come on. I don't know how these little girls around here are always walking around with these waist trainers on. 24/7. I don't know how y'all doing it, but God bless your ministry. I'll be like, okay, look. COVID's still here. It's still cold. I'm in Chicago. Ain't nobody leaving the house. I try to get my 20 minutes in a workout, but even that is a chore because I want to do it outside, right? I'm an outdoor person. So Mama done got a little roll. Mama done got a little lazy. But in that video, Mama was on it. I'm still at 151. I'm like, Amanda, bring it on back because you've been living real strong at 149, 150. Don't be getting lax. But in that video, I'm like, sis, you ain't never scared of 40. Is you scared? You ain't scared. You're not scared of her. I'm so proud of me because I said, I'm going to do this. And everybody was like, oh, your metabolism, oh, your postpartum, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it healthy. I'm going to do it I'm going to do it. And intermittent fasting has been fantastic. And I've just been, my eating habits have been great, right? Up until like literally last week. I'm so proud of who I was, how I showed up strong, empowered. And that outfit, that little outfit, you couldn't have too many errors. I don't care what little, shout out to my girl, Yajira. Thank you for that hookup. Because I was like, I'm not buying a Santa Claus suit. She just happened to have a spare one because she stayed decked on some outfits. And so she let me borrow her outfit. And I was like, I can get in this. And she like hourglass figure. She one of them in the gym. I'm like, girl, how are you able to do this? I got in that suit and I look cute in that suit. So those are my 5 things that I absolutely love. Now let's talk about why I absolutely will never be in this situation again. as much as I can control it. First of all, it's freezing in Chicago. And for whatever reason, this building, the heat went out. Did I tell you it's freezing and the heat went out? So that pushed our time frames back and it adjusted so much because there's no heat. And I'm not showing up with no heat. So Rodney doing the best he can to figure out why is the heat out, which adjusts the whole event. No one's showing up because there's no heat. So why would I show up? There's no one to sing for. There were vendors there. There's nothing happening without this building getting some heat. I don't know what Rodney did, how he pulled whatever rabbit out of his hat to make this heat come on, or who did what. But the heat came on. He called, and I had already blocked this many hours before I had another engagement that I was committed to. And so, okay, great, I can still come. I'll bring the kids. They'll be quiet. We'll make it happen. When we get there, nobody's there. So that's oh my God. So I'm like, okay, what are we? I mean, no, not a band, nothing. It's me and Rodney. What? You know, sis, don't be faces, put on support garments, ain't had nothing but green juice and watercress. Got my voice staying warm, bringing kids with me so that there's an empty room, people. What are we gonna do? Because it has to happen today. There's no rescheduling it. I have like a whole other life. This is hard to do. This is hard to pull off. And I know it's hard for everybody else there too. So this is not something you can just like blink your eye and like, I am Genie and make it happen. Again, it's not happening again. It's happening now. So I'm a little bit like, right? I don't even, what's that word? Like perturbed, but trying to stay cool. Because those of you who know, the Virgo in me is like perfectionist details. I'm all the way like lit up. Like triggered. I stay cool. I'm like, so what's it looking like? Like, what is this really looking like? Oh, well, we're doing the best we can. Okay, great. Well, time goes by, 15, 10, 20, 30 minutes. The time is going by, and I'm like, well, I know my time is running out because I got to go somewhere else with these kids. I got to go be somewhere else. It's all a whole situation. Natalie comes through because she's like, oh, the heat's on, cool. She come through, and I'm like, look, we have to shoot this. And there's no audience, there's no band, there's no nothing. And so, which is cool, because it was mainly going to be me and Rodney anyway. So what do? This is my first time, guys, with this little thing. So I'm getting used to a microphone. What are we going to do, Natalie? Me and her and all of our She-Ra power was like, go, one take. I need you to literally sing, because now people are starting to come in with their tables, these vendors with their items. People are starting to slowly trickle in, and we're like, I gotta go. I have to go. But now there's noise happening. We have to shoot this show because we are gonna at least air it for Christmas. And I promised people that we'd have this for our little community, right? We're gonna send it out in our little email marketing, our email list, and this is happening. So even if it doesn't happen as a show in front of all these people, it has to still happen, it has to be recorded. When I tell you, we found a blank wall. A blank wall. Look at that. I found a tree over in the corner, a table that was just sitting there, pulled it over and was like, look, you're going to sing these songs against this wall. I'm like, bet. Keep it real nice and tight. There was all kinds of stuff around us. I'm like, don't click that shot so tight that all you see is me and this tree. I mean, there was pain. It's all kinds of stuff that you don't want to see. It wasn't cute. So just keep it so tight that all you see is me and this tree, and I'm gonna give as much life as I can, even though I am really stressed out. So the unorganized, not smoothness about it was like, oh, the background noise. Oh my gosh, because of that was the biggest thing. It's like, okay, stay cool, because when I was a young artist, I would lose my words. I would be like, oh God, because you're already nervous. I don't care what anybody says, you're still nervous. But now it's not running smoothly, and you're just looking at all the things it's unraveling, and you're like, I'm going to look like an idiot. And so the fact that I stayed cool was like great. The fact that I remember most of my words was awesome. But I literally was like semi-panicking, like, I can't, this is not cute. So the background noise, people coming in, like literally Natalie was like, hey, because we're also right near a room that's starting to get packed full of stuff. And she's like, can y'all give us like 15, 20 minutes? We're literally gonna shoot a whole Christmas show. Give us 20 minutes. So they tried to whisper, but you can hear them. You go back and look at the video. You hear them right there in the video talking and laughing. And it's like, oh, and I had to focus. Keep going. No, it doesn't sound like I'm singing to an audience or even a quiet room. It sounds like I'm singing in the middle of people preparing. Oh my gosh. There was no set, y'all. There was no set. So we're literally like, there's no sound. We literally have to move and shift everything to this blank wall, make a makeshift set so that we can still do what Rodney and I have already practiced and what Natalie came prepared to shoot. Oh my goodness. I forget the words of song 2 and 3, right? Was it 2 or 3 or 3 and 4? Either way it goes, you'll see where I literally was like, trying to stay cool, calm, collected, but I'm like, I forget the words, and literally I like make up some words, which is like on the fly. You have to be able to do that, because you're not going to remember from Beyonce to everyone from the greats who are like, oh, you forget words, yeah, but that you don't stop. You just keep singing until you remember your place and you keep going. So I look back at that video and I can see where I got flustered and where I was like, no, get back focused. And in those moments of where I was being flustered, I forget the words to these Christmas carols. That's number 3. The set's not ready. There's noise in the background, it's unorganized, and I'm sitting here forgetting words. There's a piece of lint on my shoulder the whole video. I look back at this video and see, when you're rushing or you don't have anybody, you always wonder, why everybody got people picking on them? You were always redoing their hair, powdering their nose, but then you look back at videos like this one, you like, that lint was on my shoulder the whole video? You won't really sing with that lint, just this lint, the only one who's there for the show, for the whole show. Go back and look at the video. This little piece of lint is there the whole show. And I look back at it like, dear God in heaven. Now we can't catch everything. She's doing the best she can. But I'm sitting here like, why did no one, including me, no one saw that you got a little piece of lint sitting here enjoying the show the whole time. Just sitting here listening to you sing, Amanda. Huge white piece of lint on my cute snatched Santa Claus outfit. That's number 4. My kids acting up. They couldn't take no more. They had been patient. They like, are you going to do something? We have been sitting there for quite some time, letting things warm up, waiting for people to come in. So now I'm like, okay, great. Y'all just give me a little more time. I need you to sit down and be still. Okay, matter of fact, you can go run, but go run in that room. I can't tell you how many times my kids would run past, and you can see me on a few times in that video looking out of the camera. I'm supposed to be singing to y'all. I'm looking at my kids, giving them the black woman eye like, if you don't sit down. I'm looking at these kids like, you get off mama's stage. Hello, tired. We in a hallway. It's like the storage hall. We're in a hallway. If you don't get off my stage, making all this noise, running past this equipment. Those are my 5 things, y'all. This lint, this stage that wasn't even set up. Don't even talk about, thank God it was just warm. This background noise that I'm trying to not think and not be distracted in, that I do get distracted in, so I forget my words. The same thing that happens to any artist, especially when you're starting out. No one thinks, everyone's like, oh, you're just going to be, no, this happens to every artist. You're not going to just be fabulous. You're not going to start off, it's not always impressive. It starts off grimy. And good Lord knows, my own kids betrayed me, acting like 7 and 5-year-olds. They know I didn't raise no 7 and 5-year-olds. I don't care what age they are, which is actually 7 and 5. But I don't want them to act like they're 7 and 5. I'm sitting here literally recording, y'all. It was too much. So I hope you all, sometimes it's so fun to me when I get the context of, is that what happened? All the stuff that's happening. You don't know. And so when you're being mean to singers or anyone, especially on stage or on microphones, public speakers, anyone, you don't know all the stuff that happened in the green room, backstage, all the stuff that happened before they got there, arguing with their spouse or fighting with the program director, whatever's going on, and then they gotta smile and put it on. Don't do them like that. When you see folk falling apart on American Idol or whatever, X Factor, whatever, song show, and their nerves, and they just get scared and they can't, they forget and they can't be their biggest self. I need y'all to understand, it be stuff going on. It's stuff going down in these streets. I could not have seen that heat was going to go out. Not just everything trickled down from there. Once the heat went out, the whole event got jacked up. Had to get pushed back. Everybody got just different communications on when to show up and who and then we're recording while everyone's trying to figure it out, and it's just like, Merry Christmas to you. I'm sitting. Well, I hope that blessed you. I love knowing, especially when you have movies and stuff, you're like, whoa. I love getting the backstage stuff. I hope that gave you some insight. I thank you, Rodney and Natalie, for still we're going to do it, we're going to stick it out, and we're going to edit this as best as we can. And I'm telling you, one take. It was like, oh, more people are coming. Oh, my kids are getting restless. Oh, I'm running out of time. I have to be somewhere else. It literally was like, you can hit this song one time. Next, one time. Next, it wasn't no do-overs. I think we had one song where we were like, we got to do that again. And it was worse than the first one. My kids literally came in like, hey, Mom. I was like, just forget it. We're done. That's what happened, y'all, for the Christmas event. Well, I love you. Stay tuned, because now we have our system. It's no different whether you're 40 or whether you're 14. It's no fun when it ain't smooth, when it ain't all put together and your in-ear monitors ain't working perfect and everything's perfect. It's very rarely ever perfect, and you have to have a strong mind, which is why I coach that way. I'm like, no, first we're going to make you fearless, and then we're going to also teach you how to sing. Because if you're fearless, honey, a fearless voice is always better than a trained voice. A trained voice that's still scared, ugh. But a fearless person, and you're trained, honey, you're dangerous. That's that. Stay tuned, because I'm going to start performing. I'm going to start singing for y'all, and I don't want y'all to miss any of it, especially some of the songs that have actually been the ones that were really just highlighted during the home concert tour, some of the people's favorites. I want y'all to hear the covers and the originals that we got a chance to perform in front of all these really boutique luxury events. And I want you to be the first to enjoy them with me on YouTube. I love you. So subscribe, check in, because it's time for it to go down.